Hello there, welcome back to Blue Harvest Vintage Toys. By now you must have seen the Mandalorian Retro Collection that is coming out, and I'll be totally honest with you, my first thoughts were, oh god no. Then it took me literally 10 seconds to think, yeah, why not? And as you know, I tried to keep this channel as vintage as I can, which is quite difficult with all the modern stuff that's coming out, and the fact that everything that is coming out modern is actually vintage. As you notice, most of this Mandalorian wave have vinyl capes, and it really got me thinking, why have they got vinyl capes when this is a continuation from Return of the Jedi, where we were getting cloth goods on the figures, especially the Endor with Leia, Luke and Han. Those figures had a lot more thought put into them. These figures actually look like they come from 1978 and not 1983-84. I don't really want to talk about those figures today, but they did make me think about a line that was due to come out in 1986. By 1985, interest in Star Wars was waning. George Lucas was burnt out, and a new crop of toys was saturating the market. G.I. Joe, Transformers, and some kids accidentally got GoBots from their clueless grandmother. It's hard to imagine now, but even the Saturday morning cartoons, droids and Ewoks, the continuing Marvel Comics series, and two made-for-television Ewok movies, nobody really cared about Star Wars anymore. The Star Wars faithful were long away from Admiral Thrawn and Dash Rendar. However, that wasn't going to stop Kenner from throwing one more Hail Mary pass to try and reboot the toy line that put their company on the map. The public got a first look at this abandoned toy line in an issue of Star Wars Galaxy magazine in the mid-90s that featured on Doomkick.com. The article was written by a Star Wars collector who would become the head of fan relations at Lucasfilm. It was based on the presentation binder that was acquired from Hasbro employee who worked on Kenner's Star Wars line during the 80s. According to the Star Wars Collector's Archive, who apparently also got hold of one of the presentation notebooks, the notebook contains plenty of concept drawings of characters, such as new villain Atat Prime. Also, along with the Clone Army, would do battle with the older and wiser group of rebels. The Prime design is based on original concept art from the Emperor's Royal Guards, and clicking through the site, readers will notice there is quite a bit of recycling going on. The Stealth Tandem X-Wing is two X-Wing toys moulded together and painted black, while the Mongo Beefhead Tribesman, I love that name, a Tatooine denizen, is a kitbash toy comprising of arms from Hammerhead, the body and head of Squidhead, and the chest harness from Forlom. The new Imperial attack droids seem to be made up of whatever droid parts were lying around in the Kenner offices before the presentation was due. Kenner always got their money's worth by recycling moulds for toys. The Ewok family hut was a resculpted tree tot. Most of the toys in the Robin Hood's Prince of Thieves line use moulds from Star Wars. Some of the toys for the presentation did make it into production as part of the Power of the Force, droids and Ewoks lines, including an A-Wing fighter and a Tatooine skiff. It really is too bad that Grand Moff Tarkin's said to have narrowly escaped the destruction of the Death Star in the presentation. Imperial Outpost playset never made it into production, because that could have given the USS flag a run for its money. Who knows? Maybe we'll see that Sandspeeder made by Hasbro one day, because we know there's a lack of imagination in that design department. So let's quickly go through this presentation. Thank you to the Star Wars Collector's Archive for this. So page 1, we have a table of contents, 85 line items. Some of these have been crossed out, so I won't read the ones that have been crossed out. The Blockade Runner, the Ewok Siege Vehicle, A-Wing Fighter, Tatooine Skiff, Light Sword Accessory, Death Star Defender, Imperial Destroyer, Desert Sail Skiff, which we got, and the Endor Forest Ranger, which we got. The Epic continues, major exposure of new concepts throughout the entire animated program. So the characters, we've got a new Luke Skywalker, a new Han Solo, the Mongo Beefhead Tribesman, the Grand Moff Tarkin, Atat Prime, Clone Warrior, Blue 4 Droid, Imperial Sentry Droid, and an Imperial Attack Droid, AP and C. Vehicles we've got for the Rebels, we've got X-Wing, Luke's Tandem X-Wing, Skyhopper, Landspeeder, XP-36 Landspeeder, XP-38 Landspeeder, a Rebel Armoured Snowspeeder, a Rebel Armoured Sandspeeder, Rebel SRV-1 Scout and Retrieval Vehicle, the Millennium Falcon Cargo Handler, that is to go in between the mandibles and the Banther. For the Imperial vehicles, we have Imperial TIE Bomber, a Sniper Fighter, a repack of the atat, and an atat, which is an all-terrain iron cannon, the Annihilator, and an Apex Invader. And play 6, we have the Imperial Outpost. So there you go, what could have been, and how very different things would look if they had been released. I do think kids would have loved these, and maybe Kenner would still be going today. It does go to show what imagination they had back then, and as I always say, Hasbro designers these days have just no imagination. Well, let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you would have bought these back in the day, or if they came out now, would you buy these now? I'd certainly buy that Iron Cannon atat. That looks amazing. So thank you for watching. Please check out all my other videos. Some of the playlists are coming up very soon. And thank you for allowing me to play out of the toy box like these designers did back then. And may the toys be with you.